Good morning, guys. How are y'all doing? I finished off yesterday's video with telling y'all goodbye, telling y'all that I had just had leftovers. So I think I'm going to end that vlog. That should be enough footage for Monday and Tuesday for one vlog, and I'm going to start over a new one. This is Wednesday, May the 3rd, and I just thought I would come out here on the porch. I've already done my morning routine. I've done some bookwork stuff that I needed to get done. We've got my sister-in-law and my brother-in-law, Keith's sister, and them coming. Keith's sister coming tonight for a dinner, steak dinner. So I need to get in there, get clothes folded. I need to finish doing the rest of the laundry, and then I need to wash and put away the beef bone broth that I canned. I need to wash the jars and put them away in the pantry room. Just odd and things like that. So we're just going to have us a little low chore day, and thought I would take you along with me. My camera was acting cray-cray earlier, so I turned my phone off, and so far, so good. Got up this morning about, I think it was around 7:30, I think, and did my morning routine, then got my shower and got dressed for the day, and that's about, and then did all the bookwork and stuff like I needed to get done and get caught up on that I hadn't done this week. I have started and done some laundry from the washer to the dryer and to the washer, so on. Now it's the folding and the putting away, which is the part that I hate of laundry. So let me go inside. I want to show you the dress that I got yesterday, because I never did show you the dress that I got to use to go on when we go on our vacation next month. So, of course, I'll probably wear it before then, but just most especially for the vacation. So let me let you go, and then we'll go inside and get started. Before I do, I thought I'd give you a little look at how many blooms that plant has on it. And my marigold that's in here is finally taken off, and that plant that Keith just put a little twig in, it is really growing big. And we've got one more bloom on it. And out there, I don't have no shoes on, or I'd take you out. So I'm just going to look. That rose bush blooms. See how it has a yellow center. And he said that the yellow is actually, let me know, y'all, if these wind chimes get on your nerves, and I won't film out here. And there is my Swedish fern and my foxtail fern. It is looking good. Yes, I don't know what Keith's going to do with those. He's just letting them, I don't know. But anyway, so here is this rose bush. This rose bush has really loved life this year. Oh, got caught in the head. And then here is my lamb's ears. Oh my gosh, that one is really loving life, is it not? And then that one. And the end's even looking good. Marigolds, some of them are taking hold, some of them aren't. There is some fresh green growth, so that means they're doing pretty good. And my Latina, I think is what it's called. And then I don't know what that bush was called, but it was pretty. It had purple and white flowers on it. So there is my yard update. Okay, guys, here is the dress that I got yesterday. See, just a simple, everyday little simple dress. I wish it had longer sleeves. They don't make these sleeves, speaking of older ladies and their wobbles. But anyway, that is the dress that I got. And since I'm short, it comes below my knees. I liked dresses that come below my knees because I don't like my knees. Okay, so now let's get these clothes done. So y'all let me know. I have an idea of maybe another kind of video to do, and that would be porch time, where I just talk about different subjects and stuff, or answer questions. Let me know if that's something that y'all be interested in, and most importantly, leave a subject or questions and that you'd want me to answer and stuff, and so I could do when I get enough questions or a subject enough that I'll do a porch time. We'll drink coffee and we'll talk and chat. So anyway, I wanted to bring that up. And guys, I woke up this morning, I can definitely tell I got those allergy shots yesterday. My allergies were killing me. Oh my gosh. Okay. Not from that, but there wasn't from the, make sure not from the eyeliner that I wore. Not the, I mean, just nose congestion and the sneezing and all that good stuff. And kind of a headache, you know, good old allergy stuff. But, oh, man. Keith, he didn't get home until late this morning. So I got off late getting this done because he said that they ended up having a cardiac arrest right before he left. So he didn't get off work until late. And so, and I usually don't vlog when he's up or around because I don't ever realize it, and unless you film, you wouldn't realize it. What kind of noise like running water makes, what kind of noise this or this makes. Like right now, my dryer's going. You may not even be able to hear it, but I don't know that you can or can't because you don't really know that stuff until you edit. And it's like my last plan with me. I planned my whole clip showing y'all my Stayology, how I set it up for May and everything. And then when I went to go edit it, I realized I didn't mute my TV when I was talking. I thought I had, and I hadn't, so the TV was in the background, which I'm not worried about copyright. Like I said, I'm not even monetized, but I was just worried about y'all being able to hear or that ignoring y'all. Because I do know when you have earbuds in, you hear a lot more background than you do if you're just listening. And like I said, because I do my earbuds at nighttime when I'm going to bed. I always watch YouTube and just to go to sleep with. Oh, that's how I doze off and get my mind to shut off. Does anybody else do that too? Or are you the type that are good and do it like doctors recommend, go to sleep without any kind of screen going or anything? But I've tried that. I just can't do it. I can't get my mind to shut off. If I get my mind on something else, like watching the video, then I seem to be able to do it. Here is a pair of those skirts that I ordered and I got this color and a black color. I wore the black ones yesterday, so they're in the dirty clothes. Dirty clothes, I have come to realize, is going to be a never, it just is. It's a never ending, because as soon as you can get them washed up, you're going to have to dress again. You're going to have to wash up, and it's just going to be a never ending cycle. That's just part of life, right? So why have we tried all these years to try to get it caught up? Well, you can keep it caught up, of course. Don't want it running out your door, but it's never going to be completely done. I haven't found a way anyway. Ugh. I'm running out of things to talk about, guys. I'm running out of things to talk. And that's the thing about vlogging and stuff. Because my life, I mean, let's just be honest. I am a stay-at-home grandma, G-ma, great-grandma. Oh, and that does remind me, though, they're coming to tomorrow. So I get to see Brindley tomorrow. Jennifer was decluttering. She's bringing me some more canning jars and some kind of pie plate. And she has Brindley, so she's going to be bringing Brindley. So I cannot wait to see my baby. I haven't seen her since Easter. And Joshua, she wasn't for sure if she was going to come before or after she got Joshua. So we shall see. I may get to see Joshua too. I'll be all blessed. And gosh, I had a weird, crazy dream last night. I am telling you, weird and crazy. It started out, I don't know why. I mean, I'm not worried about anything, but it was my sister-in-law and brother-in-law had came, but they brought their son and two granddaughters, and I had only laid out 4 steaks. So I'm going, oh no, how big? Well, I was going to handle that. Then all of a sudden, all these people started showing up. I'm talking about people I didn't even know, like it was some kind of reunion or something. I'm going, I can't feed all y'all, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And then all of a sudden I look down and I see Kayla's there. And she's crying because I didn't recognize she was there. And I was telling everybody, y'all, I have to leave because I can't feed all y'all. I didn't take enough stuff out. And I was talking to Keith too. Maybe I can do spaghetti. And it was just so real, guys. It was just so real. So I woke up hugging Kayla. I said, it's okay. I am so glad you surprised me. I'm sorry I didn't realize it until and it was just like, oh my gosh. Do y'all ever have wild dreams? I'm telling you, it was a wild one. I see my mailman just came and brought probably junk mail or a bill, one of the two, out to my mailbox. We'll go to the mailbox after I get finished doing this laundry. I'm probably gonna have to fast pace some of it though, because I'm not gonna have enough stuff to really talk about while I'm doing this, I'm sure. So I'll have to fast pace some of it, which is fine. And let's see here, because this is 2 loads of colors, and I got a load of whites there, and I got my last load of whites in the dryer right now. So I've got the steaks already out in the sink defrosting. I had them in the refrigerator last night, but they were still pretty well frozen this morning. So I just went ahead and took them out. And so I gotta check those and see if I need to put them up. And so let me get these clothes done, y'all, and I'll fast pace this and we'll get this done, and then we'll go check the mail and then get the kitchen, working on the kitchen with my canning stuff. Way out to get the mail, I wanted to show y'all my newest crochet. This is what I got that thread for yesterday, if you've seen that last vlog, because I had started it with, this is the start of it with this color, and I was going to run small. So there is my next throw or afghan, whatever you want to call it. Now let's go check the mail. Okay guys, if I sniffle, I'm sorry. Like I said, my allergies are going crazy. So let's turn this around. You'll be a lot better view the other way. Okay, here we go. Oh, let's go by and I'll show you this flower on my way. This climbing rose. It's supposed to be a climbing rose. That's a beautiful rose, but it's not the kind of roses you're used to seeing. But it is beautiful. Get my eraser. Let's see. He said there was some. Ooh, there is some blooms starting to come out right in there. Yes. Cool. Okay, now let's go check the good old mail. And I'm not worried about my address, guys. If people want to find you bad enough, they're going to find your address no matter if you show it to them or not. So before anybody says anything, I know. Oh, okay. Let's check this mail. Oh, like I said, junk mail. So now, so there is the other side. I didn't show you that side of the house this morning. With my fig tree, the blueberry trees, my cactus, all that going. They're all going well so far. So looks like the fig tree's a little droopy. Of course, it's getting to the hottest part of the day. I don't know what time it is, but it's a little droopy. We got to get it into a bigger pot too. But I'm sure right now because it's hot. But it's so pretty. See, as you can see, that marigolds the green is taking off, the buds looking bad, but the actual flower itself is taking off on all of them, I think. Okay, except this one. I think this one is gone to flower heaven. Okay, guys, I have got my 5 jars of beef bone broth that I canned. Let's lay down a little bit. And so now I'm going to test the seal with you because I have not tested these seals yet. So I'm going to test the seals with you, and then we're going to wash them, and then I'm going to put them up there to dry, and then later I will label them and put them up in my pantry. But how you test your seals for sure after you have canned it, and these have set longer than 24 hours, at least 24 hours. You take your lid off or your ring off, and then test it. And if you can hold it up by the ring and it not lose its seal, you know it's fine. So then what you're going to want to do, you want to wash your jar, because if you don't do this, and if something happens to your seal in your pantry room, you won't know, well, was it like that when I put it in here or what? But this way, you know, with not a doubt, that it was clean. And then I'll rinse it here in just a second since I'm recording. So that is how we do it. I'm just going to take this ring off. Like I said, I have not tested these yet, so we may find one that's not. So far, that's 2 out of 5 so far. They all show to be sealed, but you really, truly never really know until you do that test. And like I said, it's very important to wash your jars. And then like I said, I'll rinse them here. I'll rinse them, but I got a towel right there to put them on to dry. But of course, I always keep my hand underneath it just in case. Because that would be a mess. And I do notice I used some of this because I had almost kind of like a Lipton instant tea jar of beef broth that I didn't can because that's all I had left over and I knew I'd use it. And I used it in that pulled pork as you've seen in the other video. And my gosh, guys, it added such a great flavor. Got 2 more to go. Let's see. Yep. So, I know the first time I seen someone doing this, I was like, oh my gosh, you're going to get soap in there. Well, no, you shouldn't be able to get soap in there because it should be sealed. And I had never seen, I forget who the person even was that I seen do this. I don't remember who the first person was I seen do this. Okay, it's sealed. So all my bottles are sealed. So like I said, I'm going to get these washed, rinsed. Then after they dry real good, I'll label them. And then I'm going to come back in a little bit and we're going to make some Texas Roadhouse Rolls. Because I want to make some rolls. Keith's going to be cooking the steak. All I got to do is put some potatoes on the boil to go with it. So that's going to be pretty easy. So I'm going to make some rolls to go with it with you. Okay, the first step in us making these Texas Roadhouse Rolls is we got to heat up a 1 1/4 cup of milk until it's nearly steaming and it got a little bit bubbles around the edges, but not boiling. And then we got to let it cool down to 80 to 90 degrees. They say that not to skip this step because if you do, the bread's softer when you do this step. So I've always just done this step. So I'm going to pour my milk in here, 1 1/4 cup. Here we go. Now I'm going to pour it right into here. I'm going to turn on my smaller burner and put it on about 5 and we'll get this warmed up. And the reason that you let it cool after you do this is because if it's too hot, it will melt, it will kill your yeast. So that is one of the reasons I do know why they cool it after they heat it up. There's something about heating this milk up to that and then letting it cool down to 80 to 90 degrees before you cook with it. It's supposed to make the rolls real moist and soft. And I can say every time I've made these, they have turned out that way. Now, hope I didn't just jinx myself. And I think my son and daughter-in-law them can smell them because every time I make them, it seems like they do a surprise visit and come over. So, which is good. That way, they none go to waste. So, anyway, so let's let this heat up, and then I'll be back. Okay, as y'all can see, hopefully y'all can see. Let me see if I can, and I can't get you in any further, but you see it starting to steam. that means it is done, and it's got some little bubbles coming around the side. Hopefully y'all can see. Let me see if I can get you a little closer. And then that means it's done. So we're going to turn it off. I'm going to remove it from the heat, and I've got a thermometer that I'm going to use to test it when it goes down. I've got my thermometer right here, and we're going to turn it on, and we're going to see what temperature it's at. So as you can see, it's nowhere near 80 or 90. It's at 127, around 127. So we'll give it a few more minutes, and then we'll come back, and then we'll get this going. Okay guys, our milk is ready. Now as you see, this is the bread machine, and I'm going to use it to do my dough process. And this recipe came from the Cozy Cook. I'll have it linked below, and it gives you instructions how to use the bread machine if you want to use it for your dough process. I'm not cooking the rolls in here, I'm just using it for the dough process. So, and I'm going to add my milk that I have tested, that it has gone down to right at 90 degrees. So we got our milk. We need 1 teaspoon of salt. More or less what you do on her recipe, you're going to go exactly in order that this recipe calls for. Exact order of the ingredients. Okay, 1 teaspoon of salt, 4 tablespoons of melted butter separated. Now I didn't realize it was melted butter. I have 3 tablespoons of softened butter, so let me melt it a little bit. Okay, so I got what they mean by separated. 3 tablespoons goes in the bread recipe, and 1 tablespoon goes to top them when they get done. So I'm just going to empty that melted butter in there, and then we need 1 large room temperature egg. I had forgot to take out an egg, so I just put in some hot water for about 10 minutes while the milk was cooling, and then that gives you a room temperature egg. So we're going to add, I'm going to go ahead and beat it up a little bit. It don't really say to do that, but I'm just going to do that. Okay, so we're going to add the egg. Okay, and then 1/4 cup of honey. I don't measure my honey because it's too messy. So I have this honey. We got it at Waco at a homestead convention, and oh my gosh, it is so good. Okay, so I'm going to add 1/4 cup, approximately 1/4 cup of honey. That may be more or less. But I think it'll be fine. Okay, so now then we add 4 cups of flour, and I need to get my measuring cup. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then the last thing we're going to add in the bread machine is 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. Now that would be our packet. So I keep mine in the freezer. So we've got 1, 2, and 1/4. Okay, so now all we're going to do is we're going to shut the door here. I'm going to choose my menu, and I'm going to choose, I don't want to do that. I'm going to stop. I meant to hit menu select, and my dough setting is 9. There we go. Now I'm going to hit start. Okay, and then it's going to do the dough process for us. Okay guys, I am just going to put just a little bit of flour. You don't want a lot. And let me turn this pan around. I'm just going to put it on my countertop. And just 1 second, and we'll get the dough out of the bread machine. I didn't think about showing you that before I stopped. But look at this. It is rising, is it not? Oh my gosh. Okay, so now let me get our dough. And I'm going to empty it out on here. And with the bread machine, I'm going to take this out. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of round it about a little bit. Because you really, the bread machine is actually done your kneading for you. So I'm just going to more or less just kind of spread it out. And then we'll make our dough out of it. Let me get my dough cutter. I am just going to go through here. And I'm just going to cut some squares and then we'll shape them. And then we'll let them rise again. I just hope these turn out good since I'm making it for our dinner. I forget how many of these this makes. I really, let's see, I don't know how, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21. Which some of these are a little bit bigger. So I always kind of keep a stack going. And I'm going to shape these in a round way. Kind of like that. And then I'm just going to put them over here on my pan. And try to keep them, I don't weigh mine. I just try to keep them the same size. And then I think this one's a little big. I mean, I think you get close to 2 dozen. Which is plenty for me and Keith. More than plenty. I got to get Keith up, matter of fact, in a moment so he can get up and get around. This one is a little bit smaller, so I'm going to add some of that to this. And you could do it by measuring it. That way you would know each ball is the same. I just don't care to do it. I don't mind if they're a little bit different, but each to their own, right? Okay. And I just try to, kind of tuck it in, stretch it, the dough, and kind of tuck it in underneath there. And as you can see, it's kind of sticky, but it's not enough to really stick to your hand. So, which I love about this dough. And it tastes so good. I just try to kind of keep sticking it under and try to get a nice smooth top. And how easy does that, using that bread machine, make it? I mean, my gosh. I mean, it makes it so much easier. Okay, and then, but as you see, I hope this is not boring. I think I need to take a little bit more of that dough off. It smells already. I love the smell of yeast. Am I alone? Anybody else love the smell of yeast? I think this one needs a little bit more to it. It seems a little bit small when I put it on there, so there we go. That's better. Like I said, they may not be shaped the perfect when I get them out, but that's okay. Because then we're going to cover these and we're going to let them rise for about another 30 minutes or an hour. I can't remember. Let's see. Let's make 24 and let it rise 30 to 40 more minutes. And I do have one more cookie sheet with parchment paper on it, because this usually always happens to me. I think, honestly, I can fit them on here, the other three. I always forget how big this pan is because I got the parchment paper over it, right? So I'll put that right there. We got this last just so we can use one pan. So we ended up getting, we'll see here just a second. Okay, so we ended up getting 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. We ended up getting 23. One short of the 24, so that's okay. So now we're going to cover these. I'm going to rise for 30 to 40 more minutes, and then we'll cook them. If I'm not cooking anything on top of the stove, I put these on top of my stove, and so when I turn the oven on in about 15 minutes, start to preheat, it will help give them another boost to rise. It's a real cold day in the winter and you're making these, you can put them in your oven and turn just the oven light on. Don't turn the oven on, but just the oven light on, and it will help them rise also. Okay guys, I've got my 5 quarts of beef bone broth all washed. Check the seal, labeled, and they're ready to go in my pantry. Now I do want y'all to know, I could have, if I'd have used all the bones that came with the half a cow and not shared them, I could have got a whole lot more of this. I did get all our cuts of meat with bone in, so we save the bones out of the other meat, and I'll make some more. And when I do, if you want me to, I'll be more than happy to take you along the process, because then I'll know more of what I'm doing and know more the process. I was just in a hurry because we got so much at one time, but so now I'm going to put this into my pantry. Guys, the rolls has risen. I've got potatoes boiling. I got some of my canned drunken beans on the back burner. I'm going to put the rolls in the oven for 12 to 15 minutes till they're golden brown. Look at those beautiful rolls. They're done. Good morning, guys. Happy Saturday, but I'm not really vlogging. This is Editing Beth, and I'm coming on here. As yesterday evening, I was editing the 2 vlogs that I did for last week, and I needed an outro for the last one because I just I showed y'all the rolls were done and baked and all nice and pretty. Oh, and they were so good. I used them up yesterday, just using the pulled pork that y'all said we made. I made little sliders with those, and that's what we used up the pork, and we used up my rest of the rolls. We had a wonderful date that night with Keith's sister and brother-in-law. We had our steak dinner and just visited for a little while. Then after they went home, Keith put my yarn winder together. Guys, in the next vlog, I will show y'all my new yarn winder. Oh my gosh, it makes crocheting so much easier, being able to make what they call cakes with your skein of yarn. And I can't wait to show you, but I will show you in my next vlog. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to come on here and say thank you for all your support. Please give this a thumbs up if you liked it. It really does help get my video shown to everybody. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.